Hi everyone, this is Mitch from Pick Dogs. I have Rod the Puck Dog Zawacki with me today, helping us out with the picks. Normally Rod's here just for the hockey segment, but I said, what the hell? Chris is out today. Why don't you just come the whole show with me? Rod knows his shit, so why not? Well, his stuff. Correction there, right? Rod knows his stuff, so, why not? And the stuff that he doesn't know or he doesn't have an opinion on, no big deal. But I appreciate everyone joining us. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Rod, how's it going? We got a big schedule today in every sport.
It's a great day out there. A little chilly here up in Canada, but I'll take it from what it was yesterday. It was minus 25 yesterday.
Wow.
I don't know what that equates to Fahrenheit from Celsius, but at minus 25, anything I think is still cold.
We've had some beautiful weather here in Hawaii, but the issue I have is I'm doing so many videos. I'm just in the studio all day. Yesterday I finished off college football, so I did 30 college football videos this week. And then I did all the NBA games, plus I did 7 college basketball games on top of that. So 30-something videos in a day is a lot. And today I got NFL on tap for this week, plus all of tomorrow's NBA. And I picked out about 7 of tomorrow's college basketball games as well. So another day in the studio. I'm going to hit the golf course right after this, and then I'll be back. But hopefully you guys are off to a good morning. And there you go. And Rod is here, so we don't have to avoid the hockey questions anymore.
No.
We will not be hockey shamed on this show any longer. But we got a huge schedule, so if you guys have any games you want to go over, by all means, let it go. I don't know if notifications went out. It doesn't look like it. Can you 3-team for I don't know what this even means. I don't even know what that means. Can you 3-team for triple bets in the NBA? Yeah. I'll tell you, I've been betting my whole life. I have no idea what that means. Rod, any guess? What?
I'm guessing he's looking for us to give him a 3-team parlay in NBA.
Oh, okay. The format's Team A versus Team B with the point spread. That's you know what in this format. Actually, I have room to put that on here. This is going to be awesome.
People on the bottom there, you could be able to put Team A versus Team B.
Yeah, people have been telling me I should put this on the screen, and I just didn't have a place for it. But now, actually, I do. Let's see. But so we got college basketball is kind of hitting, we're just a couple games into the season, but we're starting to see what some of these teams are made of. And we got some really good matchups for early in the season. And I'm a big college basketball fan. It's one of the tougher sports to follow, and it's one of the tougher sports to bet because the guys come and go so quickly, and that's really, really the issue there. But, generally, the good programs stay good. It's a lot like college football, where the good coaches create good teams. You seeing anything out of the ordinary in just the first week of college basketball, or you think we still got we still have some watching to do?
For me, we still got some watching to do. I think Kentucky today but they're playing today, but their odds are that line is like huge. I think they got to cover minus 26.
Yeah, the thing is that a couple years ago Duke played Evansville in this spot, and it was a very similar point spread. And what happened was I gave out Evansville. I think it was before I was doing the live shows, but I'm just working on this. There it is. There it is. I did it. Anyways, right there. That's how you format the question. But, yeah, I gave out Duke versus Evansville, and Evansville was getting a ton of points like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're a pretty good program, which they are. But they went into Cameron, and, they lost by 50 or 60. They got crushed. And I could see the same thing happening at Rupp. Rupp Arena, just a tough building, and these fans they really take it seriously, and I don't know if anyone who's had gone to any of these, had like press credentials for games or anything, but I used to get them until I said some bad things about some programs. But I used to get a vote for the Outland Trophy and also for the All-American team too, which I don't get anymore. But that's all beside the point. But like most of them, they have like a nice spread, for the people, for the press or whatever. Kentucky, they give you popcorn. It's like that's like screw you. This is our thing, You're here, we're letting you in. But let's get to it. Cavs Sixers game. Right there is the format of questions. If you want your question. Puck line, Rod. Arizona versus St. Louis. -1.5.
Yeah. Coyotes played last night, and they beat Washington in Washington. That's quite a long flight from Washington to St. Louis to play the defending Stanley Cup champs who are rested and at home ready for them. Yeah, I take the puck line with the Blues here tonight. I see the Blues winning 4-2, 5-2.
So Rod is on it with the puck line. So, okay. Let me write all these down. Blues on the puck line. Because Arizona, that's been one of your teams though, right?
They have been, but this will be their 6th game in 9 nights, traveling all over the place.
Cal Poly and Winthrop. Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, Cal Poly was not my pick. That was the Penny's pick, but I took Winthrop. Coyotes +160 versus the Blues. We just did this game. I'm going to guess that you like the Blues, but what's the money line on the Blues?
The money line is, I believe, -165 last I looked. Yeah, it's -165, so that's too much. So you take the puck line at minus or a +150.
You got Montreal versus Columbus. Boy, if I was a jealous type, I'd be it's like Rod's getting all the attention here, which I'm fine with it personally. I've been doing this a while. I kind of like it. But go ahead. You got Montreal and Columbus. Columbus about $1 plus about $1.65 here.
And that's who I think Montreal is going to underestimate Columbus, and Columbus is going to come in here pumped up. I think I'm going to take a shot and go with Columbus on the money line to upset Montreal at home.
Columbus,
pumped up. I think I'm going to take a shot and go with Columbus on the money line to upset Montreal at home.
I have no problem with the big dogs. I always like that. Eastern Michigan versus Akron. This line has moved. Akron obviously 0-9 on the season here coming into this one. I'm going to guess this is senior night or close to it in Akron. Eastern Michigan is a team that we've had a lot of success on over the years. I believe last year it was that I gave them out on my live show when I was in Vegas to beat Purdue outright on the money line. They were able to do that. Of course, this year they also had a big money line dog win. Eastern Michigan is a team that I gotta say has always been really, really good to me as an underdog, and is a team that rarely covers as a favorite. Rod, have you looked at this one yet?
I have looked at this one, and this is definitely not a marquee matchup on the board. This is pretty ugly.
So you're saying if this game was on Saturday, it wouldn't be on your ticket?
No, it would definitely not be on my radar. I would not be betting this one on a Saturday.
I think that's something to always keep in mind in these games, is that, you have to, you kind of like have to keep these things in perspective, where it's like there's so many games on tonight's card. We got NHL, we got a big NBA card, we've got tons of college basketball, not just these little under the radar games either. We got some big games. If you guys have seen over on YouTube, I did 7 videos on college basketball, and there's not a slouch game in the bunch. The biggest slouch game was that Evansville Kentucky game, and I just did it because it's Kentucky. But it's like there's a lot of, we got Oregon Memphis tonight. It's like,
yeah, that looks like a good game.
That's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
So, but Eastern Michigan and Akron do we need to bet this thing?
I know I'm not betting this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm betting it either. It's weird because like, my earlier video I did give out Eastern Michigan because Akron is so bad. I mean, let's look at the numbers. But I think the problems that we have in these weekday MAC games is they are doggy, and the home dogs usually do extremely well. Akron, not only are they 0-9 straight up, this team hasn't covered a point spread all season long. And
Oh.
69% of the public on Eastern Michigan in this one. But when we look at Eastern Michigan as a favorite, they haven't covered as a favorite once all. They haven't covered as a favorite since August 31st. They were a 5-point favorite over Coastal Carolina. They won by 7. Since then, they've been a favorite 3 times. They haven't covered in any of those games. 32.5 against Central Connecticut. They won 34-29. I love Eastern Michigan. I've been big on them all year. The thing about Eastern Michigan that we have to remember is the reason why I love them as an underdog, because they're the type of team that you can get plus 2.5 on, and they'll still cover, right? They still cover. They might not win the game. They cover without winning on 2.5-point spreads more than anybody over the last 2 years, But I don't know. Akron, you look at their scores: 35-6 lost to Bowling Green, 49-0 Northern Illinois, 21-0 Buffalo, 26-3, 29-37 they lost to UMass. I mean, this team is terrible, and they've scored 6 points in the last 3 weeks. They've scored 9 points in the last 4 weeks. There's just not a lot of chicken on the bone here. But I have to say that I just don't even know where to go with this thing, because I don't like laying 17 points with Eastern Michigan, and I don't like teams that scored 2.5 points a game over the last month. So I rarely pass, on these picks, and I'll just say it's a lean. I'm going to go a lean to Akron. I have no idea. Maybe I'll go to the penny. Let's go to the penny. What the hell? I don't. It's like I can make an argument either way in this one. Let's go to the penny. Akron's the home team, and that's what's the scary part here. If this thing's at Eastern Michigan and they're laying 28, I would probably do it. Akron. And you know what? The thing that I kind of like about Akron here is, and why I've been kind of like leaning that way, and I kind of switched from my video, is because everyone hates him.
So that's even better to take him then.
If everyone hates him, it's usually a good thing. Let's see, we did this one. Sharks Oilers over under 6.
I don't think you can go under that. I think you'd have to take over there. I see it being 4-2, 5-2 game there. So either you're gonna get a push or it's gonna go over at 6. So I would take over.
Over in Sharks Oilers. Okay, we got someone's digging deep. Tejas Patel may have a little bit of an issue. And I say I'm joking, but Chicago State versus Eastern Illinois. If you must, Eastern Illinois, and this is really if you must, right? I mean, when you're digging into the Chicago State Eastern Illinois game. Now we have to remember that Chicago State is generally one of those opponents, right? They're kind of like the Globetrotters, Washington Generals. They play everybody. They play everybody and anybody, and they get routed by everybody. Eastern Illinois, losers to Wisconsin last time out, but they were getting 19. They lost by 13, so as far as I'm concerned, they were winners. And they played Texas Tech. Is it Texas Tech or they played, or Tennessee Tech? That's a Texas Tech. Meanwhile, winners over winners over Judson. I've never even heard of this school, Chicago State. They beat Judson 103-60, and then they lost to Loyola Maryland 98-85. This is a really tough game too. To me, the issue here, like it is in any game, is the Chicago State defense, and they allow 98 points a game, and that's a lot of, no matter what sport
That's
you're
a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. I'm gonna go with Eastern Illinois. with Tejas Patel's money. I love it with your money. With my money, it's an insult. I really don't know. I don't think there's a need to bet that game. I just don't see it. Just kind of like that Eastern Michigan Akron. I don't see the need.
Yeah. We're digging deep.
I don't know what this means. Oregon versus Memphis +4. This is the game of the night. Number 13 and 14 or 14 and 15, however you want to slice it. Of course, Oregon loaded with long athletes, and meanwhile, the Memphis Tigers have they got it. They don't just have Wiseman. They have some other guys too that can play on that team, but they do have Wiseman. So I mean, we could say they have these other guys, and they score too, because the reason why they score is kind of like LeBron. He can facilitate. He makes everybody else on the court better because you have to wonder what he's doing, right? And you have to put a couple eyes on him. So there's always going to be an open man. If you can get them the ball, they're going to get easy shots if there is such a thing. I don't know, man. I just think if Wiseman I'm not betting against Wiseman this season. How about that? I'm going to take Memphis, and I honestly think if he stays eligible, they have a chance to run the table. I'm with Penny on that one. Penny says the same thing. That Penny said he didn't say if he can stay eligible. He never threw that clarifier in. He just said we're going to run the table this season, and that's rare to hear a coach and a program say that before the season.
Say that, yeah.
But I honestly believe that this Memphis team can run the table. I'm going to take them.
I'm with you on that one. I like Memphis this year.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I think that, there's a lot of big games tonight, and this is just one of them. St. Bonnie's -1 versus Siena. Of course, St. Bonnie's lost to Vermont in their opener. Siena, the Saints. Let's see what's up in this one. These college basketball games early in the season, you want to lose a lot of money. This is a great place to do it. But Siena 1-1 on the season, 2-2 against the number. St. Bonaventure 0-2, straight up losers to Vermont and Ohio. The Ohio game is the one that concerns me with St. Bonnie's. They were 11-point favorites and lost by 12, so 23 points outside the number. Meanwhile, Siena, 19-point dogs against Xavier. They lost by 18. I love that. Just like, who was it? Someone that played Kennesaw. It was like Butler or someone. They played like Kennesaw. They were favored by 26.5. They lost. They won by 26. It's like, and that's how you get it done. And then against American, they were 6-point favorites, and they won that game. So, I think St. Bonnie's they just haven't gotten out of the gate yet, and but I think they are the better team in this game. And man, I hate laying points with a team that hasn't done anything. But we'll see. A couple of good players.
1 point?
Yeah, who do you like here?
I think I'll take Siena on the money line. I think they can win.
I'm gonna go the other side. I'll go St. Bonnie's. I haven't lost faith in the A10 yet. The A10 and the Mountain West, it's like those are the conferences that once in a while they get a bunch of bids in the NCAA tournament and then they fall flat on their face. Of course, if you're watching us live, if you could hit the thumbs up, or even if you're watching the replay, if you could hit the thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. William and Mary taking on Wofford. Wofford's a team that I've done extremely well on over the years. William and Mary, though, is not a bad team either. This is a team that I've done really well on over the years too, and it's always tough when you have two teams that you bet on all the time. It's kind of like, where do you go? It's kind of like it's rare as a sports bettor that you just have a happy game, and for me, this is my happy game. Rod, do you have any opinion, William and Mary and Wofford?
I think I'm going to take Wofford -11.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the other side of this one and go with the Tribe also. I just think that I just like the points, and that's really what it is. Wofford has done so well for me. I mean, so well. But I think that they've done so well for a lot of people. And I think we're going to see some of the things the thing that scares me about this game, once again, not a game I'm betting, but what scares me about this game is kind of the Loyola Chicago effect that we saw last year, where Loyola made it to the Final Four and the Ramblers. And then last year, every game they were in, they were favored by just a few too many points. And Wofford was one of those teams that really lit it up last year. I remember we rode them all the way into the tournament. We had caught Wofford early last year. We had jumped on that bandwagon, and we beat the public to it by a mile. It was one of those teams, but William & Mary is a good team, and they're not to be taken lightly either. This is a team that makes the tournament also. Actually, they made it to the tournament last year, and they were in last year. They beat they won a game in the tournament. They beat Seton Hall in the NCAA tournament last year, and then they lost to Kentucky by 6 points. That's Wofford. That's Wofford. Yeah, Wofford.
Wofford won a tournament game in the tournament last.
They beat Seton Hall, and then they lost to Kentucky by 6. And the crazy thing about that was they were only getting 5. I remember.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, William & Mary has been pretty good to us, though, over the years, too. I'm going to take William & Mary here plus the points. Got a lot of ground to cover. I'm taking too long on these games. Auburn versus South Alabama. Auburn did not cover in their first game against Georgia Southern, came back and scored big the next game. We know that Bruce Pearl, we don't know how he does it, but he certainly is a great recruiter. Bruce Pearl always has like that really good roster, and then the one guy who is always like a last minute decision if he's going to qualify or not, right? And if he qualifies, he has a really good team. If he doesn't qualify, then they're okay. It's like no matter where he is, it's always the exact same situation. Meanwhile, South Alabama, not a bad team, but certainly not an Auburn who's thinking, Final Four last year, right? But is thinking, getting back into the dance, and they got Kentucky and Florida and all kinds of stuff on the schedule.
I think you got to take Auburn here.
Yeah. Auburn burned me in the first game against Georgia Southern, but I'm not gonna get off the horse. I'm gonna take them as well. Let's see what we got. David Stanton. Missouri plus 5.5 against Xavier. I like
I like Xavier here tonight.
I think that the thing that I like Xavier to win, but I think Missouri covers. Rod and I don't agree on anything in college basketball, but that's okay. It's always, at Pick Dogs we don't agree either. Like that's why we have two writers cover different, each NFL game, because let's get both sides of the story, possibly, or if both guys agree, That's why we do that sort of thing, and that's why I cover the same game too. So they're covered 3 times. Just to hear different sides. But for me, Xavier's going to win the game. It's going to be like a last-second bullshit thing. So I think that that's what they do. I like Missouri here. I think they're rebuilding the program. They have some talent on this roster. And I think Xavier's going to win the game, just like they have been doing this season, and they're not going to cover. That's just my call. Predators plus 105 versus the Ducks.
I don't think the Predators are playing the Ducks.
No? All right. Let's switch it then. Oh, it says CA Ducks.
Oh,
is that Canucks?
The Canucks, yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's the Predators versus the Canucks.
Predators plus 105.
And I got to take Nashville. Vancouver's been slumping, and they just haven't been looking good, and I'm still going to stay on the fade the Canucks train. They are not looking good.
We got the Cavs versus the 76ers. I did 2 videos on this one. When I do 2 videos on the same game, I don't answer them on the show, but this one's for you.
That seems like a lot of points, and the Cavs aren't that bad of a team. I think I got to take the Cavs plus 10.5.
I have to say that the Cavs might be one of my teams this year. Not like, not my team that I'm not an NBA person where I have like this team that I bandwagon on. Like I wasn't a Warriors fan. I'm not a Curry fan. I'm not anything. I like Curry. I think Curry's a great player. I'm not like this Curry fan all of a sudden wearing a jersey around. Like I'm always a fan of the team that's kind of bad mediocre that gets too many points. And I think so far we've seen that from the Cavs. I gave them the other night as a premium pick against the Knicks. They were 2-point dogs against the Knicks. It's like, how in the hell is that even possible?
How is that possible?
It's they just slaughtered it. It was never even close. If it was a fight, they would have stopped it. We got 3 thumbs up, Rod. We're really knocking it off. Really knocking their socks off. I guess people are really appreciating the show with the big 3 thumbs up. You guys can do better than that. I'm not going to sit here and say, we're not going to give any picks unless you hit the thumbs up. Sixers versus Cavs over under 215.5.
I think I'll take under.
Yeah, I did a video on this and I forget what I gave out. Western Michigan versus Ohio in college football. It's an interesting line here because Ohio has the losing record. Western Michigan, we've seen they can put points on the board. Frank Solich's team generally in these spots, his team's played really well, and it's getting towards that end of the season. Ohio 4-5. They need 2 wins to become bowl eligible. I see the line at 1 in this game. Ohio, this is one of those things where Western Michigan's horrible on the road. Ohio, horrible at home. 0-5 against the spread at home. 0-4 against the spread on the road. Ohio just 2-7 against the number all season long, while Western Michigan 5-5. This is their last road game of the season. Thankfully for people that have bet them, right? Any opinion on this thing?
I'll take Ohio. Ohio here.
I like Ohio, but I'm going to bet Western Michigan. I just think they're the better team. This is one of those ones I didn't give out a premium pick because I don't love the game.
I don't like either of the college football games today. It's definitely not rushing to bet those.
We don't give out favorite money lines in point spread sports. We don't do those wagers on this show. You might want to go to another show if that's the type of bets that you're looking at. We're value bettors on this show. We take dogs sometimes just because the line makes sense, not necessarily that we think they have a better chance of winning than the favorite. Just sometimes I think the favorite should be maybe a slight favorite, and we're getting a ridiculous price on an underdog, and it's worth taking a chance on. But as far as taking money line favorites in games where there's point spreads, you gotta go. You got maybe wrong show or wrong Facebook group or whatever. I don't know. I would we welcome everybody, but you're never going to hear me say, yeah, do that. It's like if you don't like the points, then you take the other team and the points and you get the full payout. Betting to get less of a payout is always a bad idea. It's always a bad idea. Betting more, or you see these parlays, these money line parlays with like 6, 7 money line favorites in point spread sports. It's like to complete 7 actions, to have to get 7 out of 7 correct to get a lower payout is a losing is a good way to lose a lot of money. Yeah, it's like
that's a losing battle.
I mean, why don't I like parlays at all? Because winning one game is hard enough. When going 3-2 is hard enough. Going 4-1 is fantastic. To go 5-0, I don't do that often. I just don't. I honestly don't. I mean, yesterday I was 2-0 on my premium picks. I'll take it. And move on to today. Creighton +5 versus Michigan. New coach for Michigan.
I don't like this Michigan team at all, and I'm going to start off the year by fading them, and I'm going to take Creighton. And I
Creighton
got
hasn't been
them.
very good on the road in recent years, but I'm going to take him here as well with the points. I think this game is going to be close, but I also love the over. We did this game already. We'll do that at the end. We did this one. I don't know what the point spread is on that game. If you must, I don't know why I laughed so hard at that. Well, because it was Eastern Illinois versus Chicago State. That's why. UCF versus Hurricanes -1.5. This is college hoops. Of course, UCF not the same team that they were a year ago. Taco Fall gone on to greener pastures, as in greener pastures, but the Hurricanes not the same team either. Jim Larinaga always does a nice job with the Kings hoops team, but I'm not so sure I love them in this spot. They lost to Louisville really bad, came back, beat Florida Atlantic. Meanwhile, Central Florida, you got to remember that this team also made the NCAA tournament last year, beating VCU and then losing to Duke by 1 point in a game that they were getting 13. I had UCF in that game. They have a pretty nice team. UCF still, they got a lot of leftovers, and when we looked at their scoring from the first game, it was definitely spread across Ingram, Smith, and Mahan all getting in on the action. You guys know I'm a Miami fan. I'm a Miami guy, but I'm going to take UCF plus the points in this one. How about you, Rod?
I'm with you on that one too. I'm going to take UCF in the points too. Not a huge Miami fan here. They just played Florida Atlantic too, didn't they?
Yeah.
And did they just scrape by them?
No, they've slaughtered them. 74-60, they were 12-point favorites. But, I think that Jim Larinaga teams, they get better as the season goes on. I don't know. I think UCF's just not getting a lot of credit here. We have to remember that, since Jim Larinaga's been at Miami, this team has done pretty well. He's a pretty good recruiter in his own right. Any teams, which is almost all the major programs that have a guy who's had eligibility questions, within the last 2 to 3 years, generally that means you have a coach there that knows what he's doing when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah.
We did this one already, Roman. Rod has been giving out his NHL picks today. Tennessee -12.5 versus Murray State. I looked at this game. Tennessee is not the same Tennessee team that we saw last season. Of course, Murray State missing a guy named John Morant from last year's team. So I thought this one was pretty interesting. I took a long, hard look at this one, and I was thinking Tennessee all the way, but actually I like Murray State. How about you, Rod?
I'll go with Tennessee here.
I just think that Murray State doesn't get a lot of shots at the big boys, and I think that they know that. So this is kind of like they need to make a statement. Brooklyn Nets at Utah -7. I got a premium pick on this game. Got anything?
I think I'll take Brooklyn +7. I think that's too many. And Utah played last night too. They're on a back-to-back, I believe.
Florida +145 at Boston. I'm going to guess that's
a hockey
game.
And Boston's been they've been slumping, but I think they're playing Florida tonight, and they're going to wake up. And I think you got the money line, like Boston on the money line is just way too much. You can't lay that. I think you got to go with the puck line here.
Boston on the puck line.
Boston on the puck line.
The Bruins. I got to say, I lived in Boston. My friends that live in Boston, just huge.
I just don't see Boston losing 4 games in a row.
Randy covers our golf at the site. We cover it at Pick Dogs. We have free picks on the golf, and he's actually really good at it. He picks. He calls it. I forget what he calls it, but it's like off the beaten path or something, and like. I mean, he picks the golf guys that that you don't necessarily. He will pick a favorite if it's there, but generally he likes golf is one of those things where there's so many golfers in the field and everybody can play. So if he could find those spots, so if you hit I think the way golf works, if you hit 3 or 4 tournaments a year, you're
plus. You're way ahead, yeah, for sure.
And I think he does that every year, way more than that. I haven't made a golf pick since I picked Tiger Woods to win the Masters. I did a video on that, and he was my pick. Brooklyn Nets, Utah Jazz, over under 217. I like the over, but that's just me. Rod, any opinion there?
Yeah, I'll take the over there too.
I just think when you have the back-to-back,
everybody thinks on the back-to-back you figure tired legs,
right,
and
yeah, that's what I figured too.
That's total opposite. I think they're gonna shoot more.
Rangers Penguins on the puck line.
No, this line wasn't out before. Let me have a quick look. The line wasn't out because Sidney Crosby is listed as out for this game.
So we've got no line on this game.
I'm just looking. There was no line when we came on the show. Let's see if there's a line out now.
I'm showing the Penguins minus 135, the Rangers plus 115.
And you got it. Even though Crosby's out, I'll still take the Penguins. One guy does not make a team.
Out, lower body. Lundqvist, doubtful.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the Penguins on the money line.
Pens minus 135. Okay. Keep rolling right along. I need 4 NHL locks for today. I say, why stop at 4? Why stop at 4? If you're asking for locks, it's like this is like, in Maui we don't have a lot of beggars on the street, but I've lived in big cities, New York and in Chicago, and where you have homeless people on the street and they ask for money. You can call it begging for change, whatever you want to call it. Not talking about like the guys that play guitar for money out there. That's a different thing. I'm talking about the guys that specifically, this is what they ask for money. I like the guys when they ask for a specific amount. Do you have 35 cents? Do you have $1?
$dollars.
You have $1. I'm sorry, all I have is 20s. It's like, I mean, I normally give those guys. I'm the guy that go party, feed your crack habit, whatever. But it's like when they ask for the specific amount, then it's like now I got work to do. So I don't know. Lakers versus Suns over 217.
I think I go under there.
Under 217. Okay. Lakers Suns under 217. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. Lakers Suns. Okay. Kevin Buckley, after yesterday's video and the idiot making fun of your shirt, what kind of car do you have? Okay, hang on a second. My wife is out already, so we won't see hers. But
and your car is a European. You drive from the other side.
Oh, I pulled the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. And I don't have like the Ferrari or anything. I don't have like a Lambo or anything. I got this. I got a red BMW 340i. I got a surf rack on it. This is my garage. See all my surfboards up there. But that's my car right there. The 340i. I got the performance. What do they call it? M5 package, whatever.
And you drive on the other side?
What's that?
You drive on the other side. So is the steering wheel in the passenger side? Like European style?
Oh, there's no license plate. 340. No, I'm on the regular side.
Oh, okay.
But that's my car right there. No need to like just say I have this or take a picture from a Google Images or something. There. We'll put that one to rest. So I don't have the $500,000 sports car. I don't know what that thing cost me, but I could find the receipt for you if you guys need it. But I don't know, but I like it. We don't have any roads here where the speed limit's over like 45 miles an hour. So I wanted to get a Maserati, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. So
nowhere to drive.
I didn't get it, and but I have the BMW 340. I'm probably gonna get the M5. Will be my next car. So that question put to rest.
And I live in Canada, so we get snow. I need an SUV. You need something that's going to get you through the snow.
Yeah, it's like, I really have my wife is like, why do you let that bother you? And I said, it's not just that one question, it's not that one comment. It's the millions of comments over the years that are like that. And she's like, this guy's obviously, troll, whatever. I said, it just bothers me. It's like, I mean, what kind of, it's like, so I had these, whatever, man. It's crazy. Thunder versus Pacers. Right there is how you format the question on the show. We don't have a lot of time left. Minnesota minus 117 versus the Kings. We got about 5 minutes at the best. At the most.
I'll take the Kings here on the money line.
Okay. Yeah, the guy who said, why should he trust me because my shirt was crappy, I don't really get it. This pen right here is like $1,000. I really don't know. Colorado plus 100 versus Winnipeg.
Over the last couple of years, Jets have just dominated the Avalanche. They've won. The Avs are 1-7 in the last 8 in Winnipeg. I'll take the Jets at home. Jets money line.
Jets money line. All right. Kentucky versus Evansville. I did a video on this on our YouTube channel. You could check it out and get more detail on it. But I took Kentucky minus the 25. But you could see the video there. We're running short on time at this point. It's been a long show, much longer than our normal weekday shows. Of course, if you're watching us, please hit the thumbs up. I see live we have 49 thumbs up with 93 people watching. That's pretty sad. So if you're watching us on a mobile device, you just shrink the comments, you hit the thumbs up, and then you unshrink the comments. You can open them up again. Team A versus Team B with the point spread, just like it says right there. Come to California, buy a Ford for me. You look great in a Raptor. I don't think so. I think I'm good with that, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get the M5. We did this game. Over under 46.5 in that Akron Eastern Mich.
Ugh.
What a shitty game.
That is, yeah, it's an ugly game. I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'll take under also. I'm not betting it.
Either am I. I'm not running anywhere near no window to bet that game. Definitely not.
I am living the life. I will tell you that thing. And if you knew me 15 years ago, you would know that, it hasn't always been this way. That's for sure. Boston, Florida, over under 6.5.
That was one I looked at, and I see Boston typical 3-1, 4-1. I'm going to go under 6.5 here.
All right, that's our last questions. Rob, what's your favorite hockey game for the day? You got this question.
My favorite hockey game for the day,
yes,
is the Oilers playing our Sharks. And why are the Oilers the dog here? I have no idea. The Sharks have just been brutal all year. I'm going to take the Oilers on the money line at plus 120. And I'm going to sprinkle a little on the alternate puck line for the Oilers at minus 1.5 at plus 345. I think the
I
Oilers
think I'm
come
going
in
to bet
here
that
and
too.
win by 5-2.
All right, we got Edmonton plus 120, San Jose.
Oh, that's the one we just talked about. I
All
just
right.
did now. Oilers are
Oh, alternate
going
puck
into
line. Alternate puck line. How much is
yeah
gas
the
in
alt.
Hawaii? I just filled up yesterday. It's $4.29 a gallon. So that's how much it was yesterday. I filled up. It was $4.29 a gallon. The thing is, I haven't filled my car up with gas in over a month. I have that car right there that I just showed, and I bought that in December of 2 years ago, right when the 340 just came out. It had just only been out for like 2 weeks. I got that one, and I've had it 2 years. I have 5,300 miles on it total. It's like that's how little driving we do. It's just I live in a really Maui is a small island. We have one Costco on the whole island, one Walmart on the whole island. Really, that's our downtown. We don't have Old Navy, or maybe we do have Old Navy. We did. We don't have like a lot of the things that like Best Buy or anything like that. You know,
I'm not even close
we
to
don't have
any of those
Chick-fil-A. We don't have, we don't have a lot of things that are Chipotle. We don't have any of that
No,
stuff.
I got none of that either. I live in a small town, and there's maybe 800 people,
Wow.
and I'm 2 hours away from anything. Like the closest Walmart, 2 hours away, 2 hour drive.
That, yeah, for us, Walmart's about 40 minutes, but our island is small. It's like, if you want to, if you want to go anywhere, it's many hours in a plane, 7 hours. Hawaii is the furthest point from land of any place in the world, from any other mainland, of any place in the entire world. How much is gas in Canada? They do it by the liter there.
We do it by the liter here, and if you get non-premium gas, it's at about a buck 13 a liter, and if you go up to the premium, you're looking at about a buck 26 a liter.
How much is a liter? How many liters are in a gallon? And do you know?
3 point whatever liters in it, 3.8 or something,
So
some
it's
weird number. It's
about the
almost
same price
all
that we're paying, about $4 a gallon,
yeah.
135 a
Why?
liter in Newfoundland. All right, let's recap. We got gas. We're good. That didn't sound so
Popeyes,
good.
no Popeyes.
I took Akron plus the 17. I'm not betting that thing. Rod took the Blues on the puck line. Also Columbus at plus 165. The over in the Sharks Oilers game. I took Eastern Illinois versus Chicago State. I'm not betting that thing. Memphis -4 against Oregon for both of us. I took St. Bonnie's. Rod took Siena. I took William and Mary. Rod took Wofford. We both took Auburn. Rod's got Xavier. I think Xavier wins. I'd like Missouri with the points. I took Western Michigan tonight. Rod's got the Predators. He took the Cavs. He took Ohio. I took Western Mich. We both took Creighton. We both took UCF. I took Murray State. He took Tennessee. I took over 217 in the Nets Jazz. He took the Nets. Boston on the puck line. Over on the Nets game. We both took. Then he took the Penguins. The under in the Lakers Suns. I have that as well. I have the over. No, I have the under in Lakers Suns. He took the Kings. The Jets on the money line. We both took under in the Akron game. He's got the Bruins, and his best bet is the Oilers with some alternate puck line at plus 345, which I'm on. I'm in. I'm in on that. Anyways, what do they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Canada? Royale with cheese.
That's only in Quebec.
It's a quarter pounder.
It's a quarter pounder, yeah.
It's a quarter pounder. There it is. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks, Rod, for joining us. We'll have Rod back on Thursday. We'll have another big schedule. NHL, of course, Thursday's TNT night for the NBA. So just not a lot of games, but usually a lot of quality. I haven't looked at the schedule. Got a bunch of college hoops on Thursday, and of course college football and NFL football on Thursday as well. So, Rod, we'll see you Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Enjoyed it.
You're welcome. Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Covered a lot of ground, and thanks to everyone who's joined us. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, and those of you that haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel.